Sometimes you might have need to import previous bookings into Tokeet. When you set up a new Tokeet account, and maybe you're already on Airbnb or Booking.com, you can easily import your bookings, but it won't do past bookings for Booking.com anyway. So you might need to import them. And also, if you are switching from a system like Kigo or Avivo, and you've got lots of house bookings, direct bookings that weren't done via a channel, you also need to get those bookings into Tokeet so that you've got historically accurate data. So the way to do that is to prepare a CSV spreadsheet and then go to inquiries on the left hand side of the menu there, and then click here where it says import from CSV. You then select the CSV in question and then name the source. So for example, if you've instigated these leads in from Kigo, you can just use Kigo, and then choose the rental where they're going to go. And then you decide on each column which ones you want to import and which ones you don't. So the ones you don't, you put ignore it like this. And then you can just scroll by moving your mouse there like that. And then here we've got our check-in date, which is arrive date. And also it's very important to realize and to note that the date is in American format. So the month is first, followed by the day. If you import it the wrong way round, then it will be wrong within your account. If you're in the UK, that is, of course. So it's important to always import in the USA format. There's our checkout date, known as depart date here. And then we've got our guest name, which is this column, guest phone number, this column, and then the email address. And then for this particular column, I know this is the number of adults and this is the number of children. And so we'll ignore that column, which is the total amount of guests. Well, in Tokeet, it separates them anyway. And then we've got this column, which is the total cost. And there's nothing for these first few because they were free, but these other ones have all got numbers. So I'm going to import the total cost for the booking, which will be this one, and then ignore these other two spare columns. So that's really what you do. You prepare your spreadsheet to have this data and then just correctly allocate it to a particular heading there. So we'll just have a quick look through just to make sure we're all perfect before we press the import button. It's worth noting as well that sometimes in a spreadsheet, the very first line of the spreadsheet, the very first row, will have your headings such as name and email and so on within the spreadsheet. If that's the case, you just tick this box here that says first row is header line, and then it will ignore that first line. But this spreadsheet that I've imported does not have that, so no need to do that. And then when you're ready to go, you just click import. Only takes literally a couple of seconds, and then suddenly all of those inquiries will appear here like so into your system, and you can see that the check-in and check-out dates are there, the number of nights, and then the guests, it's all in. So that's how you do an import using a CSV for previous bookings into Tokeet.